Welcome back. Welcome back, folks. You're here once again, 20 Questions Live here on Mog TV. Don't want to get flagged. But thank y'all for tuning in. It's going to be a good show today. Decided to get into the 20 questions bag sooner instead of waiting on the weekend because I had an opportunity to schedule one in, and I said, let's get it done. So today I want to introduce a very special guest to welcome him back. Actually, this guest about to introduce is well known in the YouTube sector. It's one of the most brutally honest channels that you can find out for the information in the day-to-day at the travels. It's one of my original YouTube friends. Goes back from the pandemic partnership when all we had was YouTube, which turned into a real-life friendship that blossomed into something more like somebody I would consider like a brother, cousin, friend, homie, road dog, etc., etc. This is actually our first collaboration officially as a product since the pandemic. He has coined many phrases and lingo in these YouTube streets, from the term seagulls to doing gymnastics to being a half pat. He goes by many different names. Some call him Chubby Cheddar, Bubba Bucks, or TMI Santiago. Welcome in the building.
Yo, what
TMI
up?
Santiago.
Gracias. How you, son?
Chilling, man. Chilling. How you doing? How's
Man,
life?
yo, first, let's say R.I.P. to Big Mac. You know what I mean?
Yeah, R.I.P. to Big Mac. Big
Word
Mac.
up.
Big Mac was a vital key enzyme catalyst to my whole travel life and YouTube, because it kind of met him through a friend of a friend that just changed your life. But yeah, R.I.P. to Big Mac.
He kind of, you know what I mean? He kind of was around, like I met him like when I met you, really. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Very
influential, instrumental.
Interesting time, you know what I mean? Right around time, you know?
Oh yeah, for sure. So how things in the Sioux?
The Sioux's always gonna be the same, bro. You know, if you've been here enough times, it's gonna be they doing what they do, we doing what we do. You know what I mean? Without getting too graphic, you know, the play. What they say, the game stays the same, but the players change, but the game, yeah. So that's 100% looking for love in all the wrong places.
Word
up.
The 20 questions format, those of you who've never watched the show, is like I just have my guest on, and I just got I got lists and lists of questions, and I try to pick the 20 of the ones that can drive the conversation and, you know, produce a good live. And then we jump in the chat. The chat's got a couple questions back and forth. So
hey Jay, just turn your mic up just a little bit more.
Yeah, let's ask that. Anybody, those of you who are watching, real quick, we was trying to fine tune our audio. Can you hear me and TMI good? If you can, press that one.
Hit the button and all of that.
Drop the comment what you cannot hear. And also, I'm dual recording this through this new beta. They can record the audio separately, so you can redrop it without no glitches, I guess. So it's pretty dope. So yeah, you know the format. Let me start with the first question. Let me see here. Check the comments real quick. Shout out to Westside TMZ. Thank you for pulling up. If y'all watching on my regular channel, feel free to subscribe at some point to that other Mog TV. That's gonna try to push.
Hit the like. Hit the like.
Make sure you hit that like and all that good stuff when y'all come in. It goes without saying. Okay. What's up, D Blake? Sunday Night Smoke in the building.
What up?
Okay. With all that said, they can hear us both. Let's go down there. Let's go down. What's your
Shout out to
earliest?
everyone.
Yeah. What's your earliest memory?
Um, in the front yard of my little project area, we're growing up with a bunch of poor whites, poor blacks, and playing with the Superman dolls and all of that. Had to be about 5. Where I was
5.
like, my first memory was in Long Island, New York, playing. Had like a little helicopter thing. The big Batman and Robin and the big the big dolls. I was playing with
Okay.
them, and then ever since after that, it was like really I can remember like quite a few things. About 5.
Yeah. I said this before. Mine is 3 years old. I just remember because
I could say there's
growing up
certain things like the couch, smelling lotion. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Looking up all the time. You know what I'm
yeah, for sure.
saying? 70s baby. Where we at?
So it's like your earliest. So you said 5. So that'll be like. I remember a lot in my childhood, like watching TV. We had the floor model with the wood. You know what I'm saying? The wood floor model with the UHF and the VHF, and you had to like click, and then spin it to fine tune it. You know what I'm saying? I just always remember.
I'm only what 6 years older than you.
I think like 7. I'm 43.
Yeah. I got
Yeah,
51.
70s. All right, so like we'll go question 2. What superpowers did you wish you had when you was a kid?
There was a there was I ain't gonna say a kid, cause that's how far I was watching the X-Men cartoon. But there was a dude called Proteus. Yeah, I think it's Proteus, and he was the son of an X-Men dude, and whatever he thought came to fruition. Like he'd be like, "I have solid steel skin." He said, solid steel skin." He had,
Yeah. So like
whatever he thought. Like they were saying too, it's like he's gonna be impossible to beat because whatever he thinks happens.
okay, so he could like manifest shit into reality.
Word up, pretty much.
Proteus.
Proteus, something like
That's
that. He was a X. I don't know if he was an X-Men or not, but I remember him on the X-Men cartoons, and I was
yeah,
like, "That's crazy."
yeah. I mean, out of the X-Men, I like, everybody's got their favorites, but I think most people, a majority of people like Wolverine, but I don't think I would want his powers. I think are dope, but I would think one of my
And
favorites was Nightcrawler. I like Nightcrawler
Nightcrawler's funky, yeah.
because he could like,
Disappear, reappear, does all the flips,
yeah,
acrobatic.
yeah. Mine is looking all wild, but I always thought Nightcrawler had the dope power,
Word,
dope power.
yes sir.
So you used to watch like what other like I'm just this ain't like it's a sub question. So you can remember watching like the X-Men and like before that, what was like some of your favorite cartoons and shit?
Always like superhero stuff, like what is it? No, Super Friends. Super Friends was number one. Like getting up 5:30, 6 to watch the cartoons
Mhm.
early in the morning before you go to school, cereal, you know what I mean? Everything, was
Yeah,
always revolved around superheroes and G-Force. I was a cartoon. I'm an only child, so my imagination is always through the roof. But as far as like Super Friends, Thunder the Barbarian, Birdman, all the
Gundar,
Hanna
the
Barbera,
Barbarian.
anything like the Herculoids. Herculoids is crazy.
Yeah. Damn, I forgot about the Herculoids.
Yeah, the rhino that shot the powered energy rocks, the
Yeah.
stone ape, and
But they
and
had,
and
but then so you would say He-Man and shit. Like, didn't they have the female? Didn't they have like the same archetypes like He-Man had too?
She-Ra.
Yeah,
It was
that
She-Ra.
was that was legit. But did they have She-Ra on with the show you talking about?
Nah, you gotta remember, I got some years over you, so the
Yeah, but I
cartoons I'm
still
talking
I, I
about, you
still
were
remember like Thunder the Barbarian, but he would have been like He-Man. You know what I mean?
that
Like
was
they were
like
like
super
remix.
repeat. Yeah, Thundar was on a planet, him and his family.
Mhm.
And
Just like,
all the aliens kept trying to test the American, not the Americans, but the humans living on the planet.
yeah, them
So they had to
cartoons
go.
like
What kind of
politically
cartoons?
programming. I said those cartoons, they look at back at the storylines and shit. Like
Yeah,
that was like propaganda on a certain level, what they'd be talking about, you'd be like, man, they was conditioning us for, especially like shit like G.I. Joe. That was one of my favorites. Like when I can remember getting up in the morning
G.I. Joe
time,
was crazy.
like the original G.I. Joe. I just was
G.I. Joe
watching
was
like,
crazy.
yeah,
Cobra
like
Commander and all that. Because
Cobra
you
Command.
never seen nobody get killed. They always have parachutes.
Yep, yep.
Always.
You never seen. That was one of my favorites in the morning. They had that lineup. I'm trying to think. You remember Silverhawks?
Of course. I was about to say
Okay.
that. I love the
Yeah.
Silverhawks. I love
Silverhawks.
I like the Go-Go Bots.
The GoBots. I'm gonna say the GoBots was the original Transformers.
A
You know
lot
what I
of
mean?
people don't know they was human. They had human brains.
Yep. And they was yeah. But same
Wow.
thing, like that's probably gonna end up happening here in the future. You know what I mean? They was already on some shit, like,
I think they already
they,
on
they
all that.
already are, Just imagine that, So it don't seem some of
Light years.
these but another one I used to like, Thundercats. That was one of my favorites.
That goes without saying.
Yeah. The
I mean
Thundercats.
the plots always was the same though. Always.
Silverhawks. Thought that was dope.
Silverhawks was I could never figure them out.
Yeah.
Little bodies.
Yeah. Voltron. Like all that shit was in the morning time,
Voltron
man.
was sick.
Voltron
Voltron
making
was crazy. Especially a lot of dudes don't know, man. There was a sixth one. Remember the girl took over because some dude got hurt. Johan. He got hurt.
But it wasn't the sixth lion, though, was it? Or are you talking about just a sixth member?
There was like a whole story basis around it. No, it couldn't have been no sixth line because it had the
Yeah, okay.
arm, the leg, the head.
Yeah.
But Johan, remember the girl took over because they needed another man.
Oh, you saying like the blue
The
I do
girl in
kind
the
of know what
middle.
you're saying. It was another one, yeah, because she was a princess. I just remember like I had me and my cousin, had the you could put them all together to make the big Voltron, but I didn't have all the parts. He had like the
Right.
main part. I had like the yellow foot because I think one of them had a missile that could shoot out their mouth. Spring loaded shit. The other foot had the ears that flipped out the cannons. Then you had the green arm and the red arm. You know what I mean? But I didn't like the green arm character because he was like whack on the cartoon. Of course, everybody wanted to be the Black Lion. That was the main part. But
I was out in the yard really living it. Like I said, I had no brothers, no sisters, and you didn't either, right? Your brother and them came late.
Yeah, but I had a sister coming up. Like I was
Oh,
4 years
right, okay.
Yep.
Sister, but they always annoying, right? I had a sister, half sister.
No, my sister was playing with Barbie dolls and Jim and the holograms. Shit like that. Look down some of these comments between questions here. It's a big super. Salute, big super in the building. Shout out to Keith in the streets with Keith.
Keith. That's how they say his name now. What up? Shout out to Keith. Shout out to Free Society. Free Society.
Shout out to Free. This ain't Free in the Sue.
He back?
I don't know if he's back. I don't know. Last time I seen him, he was in the suit. He might be back in the States now. All right. Question number 3.
What up, Keith? Doing a great job, son.
Know the answer to this one right here, but we go. Who is your hero?
My mother.
Yep.
Warrior, con artist, disciplinarian, master manipulator. I was talking to somebody today, and I was like, "Yo, if I was down here live like right now, like walking around out here 2-3 months, my mother would like go to the hospital, call the police, and be like, yeah, Tell my son the neighbors broke in the door and they threatened me and him, and I told my sons that she didn't care with everything to get me on the plane.
Oh, because you don't want you back at the crib.
But she was very smart, got her master's degree, cleaning houses, had like 3 different jobs, you know what I'm saying? Provided everything for me. You know what I mean? You know, we had the pictures of it later on we got older, but you know, pretty much that was my hero. Pretty much.
Word.
Word up.
I feel that. I would say, for me, I mean, both my parents, but I look at a lot of things that I do now, at my age, that I can, like, I guess we old enough to think about shit 20 years ago when we still was like grown. So I remember things like, they say you become your father, your parents, or things about, that you, or that, you talk to your aunts or your cousin, they be like, boy, you just like your daddy, or oh man, you
Why you
sound
think
just
I be
like.
this way when we all the countless conversations we had about the YouTubers and I don't like them and I'll fight them and that's my mother 100%. My mother always had her and my neighbors had like a 19-year beef over because her husband was a fireman. He came by with the fire truck with the horns going.
Okay.
She thinking the block was on fire. It was hot and it was crazy. But that's where I get it
You get
from. She
your
be
spunk from your
yo
mom.
like the anger, not even the anger, just be like, okay, you did something to me, so okay, here we go. You know what I'm saying? Like,
The
get ready.
feist. The feist.
Yeah,
So
relentless, feisty
okay.
but relentless. Like I can't just let you have the one up on me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Even with me.
Yeah. I think we I look at just little things that you might look at, or me specifically, even like as like I won't say character flaws, but shit you be like, man, dad, why you do that? Or mom, why and then later on you do some of the same, and then you
Word,
understand why. You be like, yo, I'm at that age when I was little looking at her when she was my age now, wondering why they did this or why they thought like this. And then we thought it was crazy, or we was like, nah. Then later on you be like, you get to be that age of that character in the movie that you was watching as a kid, and you be like, word, that's why, or that's why they do like this, or that's why they don't. I just think that's crazy. But yeah, I feel that one. But I think I'm more like my, shit like traits like my dad, for sure, for sure. I mean, he's the
laid
one,
back.
yeah, laid back, and or he just, he yeah, he lots of things like that, you know what I'm saying? Just
Word.
sit back and plot, you know what I'm saying, before you make, your move, think shit through, you know, that type of shit. That,
So
like I said, when you hit your mid to late 30s to 40s, when you realize that's what they do it. But yeah, shout out to the parents. You see here,
word.
question number 4. If you could be an animal for a week, what would you be?
I would say a wolf, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because every
Wolf.
time someone says a wolf, they be thinking like leader of the pack. No, I I have like maybe a few leadership qualities, but I'm a good soldier, and the wolf pack has a lot of responsibilities. You know what I mean? There's actually have a lookout, and then there's one that comes in that only protects the cubs and all that. You know what I'm saying? So I think I'm like a good like protector, and then there's scouts. You know what I mean? So I think we're loving but very aggressive. You know what I mean? That's me to the 10th power.
Word. A wolf.
Very very loving, very aggressive.
I remember the most interesting thing I ever learned about wolves was, I'm an animal lover, National Geographic, all that type shit. Used to get the magazines to the house, all that. But and like wolves is native to the Midwest, and I don't know if we really
Cool.
had no wolves here in Michigan, but it's not an animal. You learn about that, you know what I mean, because it was native
Right.
to your area. But I learned that, or that blew my mind about. I mean, other than a wolf is like dogs come from wolves, et cetera, et cetera. So we've always predisposed to like dogs and shit like that. But I've learned about a wolf was if the pack is getting attacked or like people are hunting the wolves, like how the males would like sacrifice and bait themselves to save the group, you know what I mean? And that was like a strategy that most
And the
animals
soldiers
don't
saved
think it through.
the soldiers saved the leader. Word up. That's why I
Yeah.
said, when dudes be saying wolf, they be thinking like, oh, what you think you the big dog? Nah, I'm the sacrifice dude. I'm the dude that will step in to protect the, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Protect the
Or you,
clan, protect the
or you
pack.
even see like the
You know what I
wolf
mean?
like trail behind just so, to throw him off the trail. And I'm like, damn, that's
Yeah, they
smart.
don't always just be always hunting. They be scouting. You know what I'm saying? A lot of theirs is, okay, I found them. Now calling the hunters. You know what I mean? I feel like I'm like one of those. You know what I'm
Word, word.
saying? So I wouldn't say it's because it'd be the leader, because I'm thirsty or hungry. You know what I mean? Protective. That's the best way.
Okay. Chat. Shout out to Ray Loyal in the building. Salute.
What up, Ray?
East Atlantic Duval in the building.
Okay. How many people we got in the chat? I can't see.
I think it's like 19 or 20. It's
Okay.
jumping
Shout
up
out
and
to the
down.
19 team.
Shout out to the 19 in the building. All right,
Word up to the
question
Morgan
number.
Hahn Question Show. Questions.
All right, let me see here. Let's go to question number 5. What's something that you're good at but you don't enjoy doing?
That's a heavy one, Sean. Woo. Something I'm good at. All right, this is gonna sound crazy. This is gonna blow the roof off the joint. You ready? Helping people.
Helping people? You say
Word up, because
you
you
are
get
good at
stabbed
it.
in the back every single time. I ain't throwing no shade, I ain't throwing no shots, because I know a lot of people, but I'm good at it. I lay it on the line. The next thing you know, be like, what happened? Now, I mean, I'm a Libra, so I'm very, very sensitive, very, very emotional. You know what I mean? So sometimes the love, don't come back, be reacting. So that's something huge. Like I help people and then regret it.
Word. Word, word, word. Shout out to Mad Cow in the building.
What up, man? Car? What is that, man?
Mad Cow. Mad Cow.
Is it a video game? Is it like a street address? Is it? Sometimes I be wondering when I meet all these dudes and be like, why do
Mad
you call yourself that?
Who's the last YouTuber or person that you've known from the YouTube world that you met that you know what I mean, that you got to put a face to a name? Has that happened since Halloween?
You mean that I met and was like, oh snap, you on YouTube?
Yeah, or somebody say, hey, I mean, people always meet their subscribers or whatever, but like, what's the
Well, like I
latest
said,
person?
me and
Name?
Keith just got up.
Yeah.
Keith, see, to me, is a difference. For there's dudes that are just on YouTube, they're just on there.
Yeah.
It's cool. It's a cool thing to do. So a lot of people, everybody and their mother wants a channel. Everybody wants to get a gimbal, run around. But
But I'm
the
saying,
dudes that are,
as far as that you could put a face to a name, as far as like now when you see their name in the chat, I remember this person. Like, who's the last person that
I can't remember the last one because you meet quite a few. But Mad Call was a dude I met. I was like, oh snap, what up?
Okay.
Cool
Okay.
dude. Mm-hmm.
Word.
This is going.
Let me get back to the banner here. Let me see here. All right, this will be question number 6. If you had if you had the sense of touch
Mm-hmm.
and had only one other sense to choose, which one are you picking?
Hearing. I can't live without music at all.
All right. So you could touch and you could hear. Did I say this is question 6, right? Or 5? 6. All right. So one more time, hearing.
Hearing. I gotta hear music. Music in me is symbiont souls. Boom.
So now you can't see nothing. To get
I
around, you got to
know.
be daredevil.
Facts. Music. Because I would be lost without it. It's in my soul. It's everything.
Okay.
Music.
Yeah, I don't know what I can say. I don't know. I had to see. I gotta see, man. I gotta see. But that would be weird.
Right.
But
Come on, everybody.
by nature, though, that you say hearing, that is the first sense that we, that you use even when you're in the womb. You know what I mean? You can't
Well,
hear. I mean, you can't see.
I've been doing music so long. I work with so many different engineers. Even now, I still teeter-totter with it. But like my hearing is acute. Like I can just hear, like Big Pun, for instance. Everybody out there listen to Big Pun. I can hear in between his verses where he'd be like da 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 da. I can hear that in his old recording. Like the engineer didn't do a good job of hiding that. So I mean, you just hear things like you're like usually like when I'm in a bodega and it's crowded, there's a bunch of dudes in there. Usually I'm looking at the reflection of something just in case somebody's behind me, whatever. But I can hear things too. Zippers opening up, you know what I mean? The pot. And I'll be like, in the bodega deep with music playing, I can still hear it. So my hearing has always been very important to me.
Got you. Speaking of music, how you like the new Nas album?
It's okay. It's dope. I'm an old head, so I'm stuck on Illmatic, but it's cool. It's dope.
Yeah. Okay. No, it's just I'm liking it. That's like about 3 or 4 tracks that I like constantly. So just from a New Yorker.
Yeah. It's cool. It's dope. It's dope. Tell me, right now, listen. You come from a background of some kind of mixed martial arts, some kind of combat, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's times when you're covering up, where you're listening for stuff that just naturally comes about.
Yeah.
You're listening to or you listen to someone breathe, or like the. I
Or
used
like
to
if
hear
you
like
kick somebody and you
everybody
can
has
tell,
shirts
like if
on, so
they,
you would,
yeah,
huh?
all that. Yeah, like when you punch or hit somebody, like if it knocked the wind out of them, or you know what I mean, the little grimace that they might
Yeah,
make. Yeah. So that's important. Or even like if you look at for boxing, for instance, people faint all the time, but then a lot of boxers make a noise that can be almost used as a feint too. It's like, you know what I mean? That'll make your
right.
opponent up just hearing it, especially if they know that's in cadence with your punches or something. So yeah, I can see,
Right.
it's important. Like I said, that's the first human sense that you develop is your hearing when
Yeah,
you're in the womb.
no doubt.
And they say that's why, aside from the shock of like the cold and the light and everything that's overwhelming you, but they say a lot of times that's what's really making the kid cry is like they've been forming these images of your mom, of the whole world that you've been hearing from being, to like when you come out and you like matching up these sights with these sounds, and it's just
Right.
going, you know what I'm saying? All right. So let's see here. Next question. Let me see.
Come on, throw something at me, man. Hit me.
All right. Here we go. Here's one.
Where's the school ball at? Huh?
No, is there something that you've dreamed of doing for a long time? If so, what is it, and why haven't you done it?
Say it one more time.
Is there something that you've dreamed of doing for a long time and you haven't done, and why haven't you done it?
I would say maybe acting. Everybody's always telling me to be a comedian, but it's not in me. Maybe acting, and I'll tell you what, like I always thought I could make an ill chef. Like I thought I could cook, but I never cooked a day in my life. But I know, like, it. Like I just feel like I could always do it. But I know it's a stupid dream, but it's like I think I could really do a good like Thanksgiving by myself. You know what I mean? Ingredients, timing, cooking. You know.
Okay. But you say you haven't cooked a day in your life. Like you've been in the kitchen helping out. You've been the sous chef. You've been.
Bologna, and eggs.
That's all you got to offer right now on your roster, on your menu. Oh
Word.
man, eggs. You know what? Lately, I've been wanting to do, man. If I had to, like, something that I won't say dreamed of doing, but really wanted to do was learn how to play the piano. I always thought that was
I've
dope.
done that before.
Play the
It's
piano.
really mathematical, man. Everything revolves around math. So
Yeah.
once you get the keys and the root notes and the what was the other shit called? About your hand positioning, you know what I mean? And just like your timing, like I hate to keep throwing this reference of boxing out there, but a lot of things is timing.
Mm-hmm.
Like a metronome. Doop, 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 doop. Then you hit the key at the right time. Doop, doop, boom, doom, 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 doom. You know what I mean? So everything is timing. But I had the illest advice ever. And a dude told me, I was in Sam Ash music store, and a dude told me, I was like, yeah, I'm getting ready to take piano lessons. I took maybe like 17 piano lessons in my lifetime. Word is born.
Okay.
And the dude was like, your best bet to learn how to play the piano is don't learn it. Just play it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I had one of my good friends, Jason T. When we was growing up. One of my homeboys, my white homeboys, his dad, his name was Phil, had this big ass house, but he had a piano. He had a couple pianos, but he could play like what you said. He never was taught. He just sat down and played by ear. And he was dope, you know what I mean? And I just,
Right.
man, how'd your dad learn? I thought he just played, cool ass dude. But ever since then, I used to always think that was just cool. It's the first person I
Right.
knew that had a piano in the crib. So I was like, and then and he had they had one of the pianos with that could play itself. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like you see, that's got the little, you can put the song in and the keys and shit'll go. And I just remember
Right.
thinking that's so dope. You know what I mean? And yeah, a couple times I got to go over to their house and they have a sleepover or something. It was like, because that was his parents was divorced, but his dad lived in a whole nother fucking town. So every now and then when he had the visitation with his dad and he had a sleepover, he had a party. And I remember seeing that, you know what I mean? Just being amazed, like, man, they got the piano. They even play itself. That's hot, I probably was like elementary school, but ever since then, I was like, I want to learn how to play the piano because I thought it was always cool. Keyboard, stuff like that. And I've always wanted to have, if I never even learned how to play one, to have one at the house that could play itself, especially nowadays. I seen, I was at a movie theater about a couple of months back in the lobby at the movie theater. They had one of them auto pianos, and it had I was talking to the people like that's getting ready to close down, so they had like dudes shutting it down, and I was asking them about it, like because it was playing like modern shit, and so underneath it, hey, you could see the mechanism, but it was all like Bluetooth control, so you can play a whole bunch of new music. And I'm like, that could be dope. I wonder how much that would cost.
I seen people play the piano with a mouse pad, dog, on a computer. I was like, that was incredible to me.
Oh, just with the
I mean,
yeah, I thought that was a dope thing. All right, let's move to the next one. Here's one. Would you risk your life to save another person, a stranger?
Stranger, yeah, I think I would. I've already my life stepped in and stuff where I was just like, oh, why? A lot of times it's just like natural. It's just like you in.
Like the mass shooter shooting the store up, you're gonna run down aisle 5.
That I don't know. I'm not gonna go to that extent, but seeing like a little, we used to go to a happy hour spot back in the days, and like back in the days we was kids, you know what I mean? Everybody outside their cars, Suzuki's and Amigos and all of that. And a situation at the door. I was like, yo, chill, son. We're gonna chill. So homie pushed me, and then my little dudes at the time was like 14, and I was like 20, hanging out with like 14-year-olds that was blazing the block. And we got it, you know, my little man got into something over there. So ever since then I learned, I was like, consequences.
Word.
Stepping in. Stepping up and stepping in.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess it would have to be, the person would have to be worthy. It couldn't just be like
I've seen you though. When I met you, I've seen you in a situation where we were parking, going to the car. The dude was like looking, and you remember? He was like, "Yo, you okay? You all right?" And I was like looking over, like, "Okay, you starting with him?" Then I was like, "Nah, Jay is gentlemanly asking this man if he's okay."
Yeah, I would, but you know, I had to, I guess it depends on the circumstance and the worthiness, and but yeah, for sure.
Word.
Women and children, for hell yeah. What's going on, Kyla in the building? Shout out to the 21 of y'all that's still rocking with us. Thank you for tuning in. Hit that like, subscribe if you haven't.
What up?
Check the second channel, Morg TV. I much appreciate it.
Morg Vision.
All right, let me see here. Question number 9. I don't have them in no specific order, so here's a good one.
Just kick it. Freestyle it, brother.
If you had the world's attention for 30 seconds, I'm talking about the whole world, you know what I mean? 30 seconds, they all gonna be paying attention to the whatever you got to say. What you telling them?
Probably my YouTube channel and breast cancer. Nah, man.
Now I think there's a lot of people in the world now, of this world, that's not gonna have a YouTube access. We talking to the whole world, like they looking up in the sky, or however they seeing it. Like we talking India, we talking about,
I said breast cancer first, and follow TMI.
Shout out top 5 TMI in the building. Like, subscribe on you in the bush. If you in the back streets, if you in the desert, get you some Wi-Fi. Subscribe. Let's see here. Some comments.
Hit me.
All right, let me see here. Here's one. What's the worst date you've ever been on?
Ooh.
And you was like, ooh, I wish I could have that one back.
Lying. It's this lying chick telling me this and telling me that. How she looked, going on a blind date. Walk up in there and be like, oh. Like, oh no. Like, son, no, you didn't. So I was like, hey, how are you? You got a front, you talking. Yeah. Just blowing off. Like, nah. And in hindsight, I'd be looking back sometimes like, well, I mean, the late night, we all had the late night. We got a break story then. But a couple of times I was like, she's too big, son.
Oh yeah. I've had yeah. But I'm saying, like, this from the shock of like not being like what you the what's on the cover of the book and what's in, you know what I'm saying? What lied to me. That was it. That made it the worst part, or did anything else like transpire that made it even worse?
Okay. I'll have a 2-part to that. Okay. Now, when I'm frustrated, this is like a change it, altering event. I won't even say that one with the big girl when she lied. I was out with this real bad chick. I'll tell you a real good story. So my barber, right? Fly dude, money getting dude, street dude. It was like, anybody here want the baddest bitches? I don't know what curse on your joint. Bad, you know what I mean? I got numbers. So little me in the corner, not me, but big, you know what I mean? I'm in the corner, waiting for my cut. Like 7 dudes back. Like, I'll take the number. I had to be like 26 at the time. So he's like, here, big man, you know what I'm saying? Give me the number. So I call her. I was like, hey, listen, you don't know me, but I met you like 2 months ago. Let's go out. So she like, what? I don't know you. One of them sharp mouth Queens girls. I don't know you. How you gonna call me? So I'm on the phone like 3 hours. Like, yo, just chill, shorty. Like, I'm hardly doing any talking, right? Just chill, whatever. So I'm like, and I had to do something. He told me, I'm going to give you the number. And the only thing is you cannot tell her where you got the number from. Like, he was a cool dude. He was, wasn't feared. So I was like, So after like 3 hours, the chick was like, just tell me. I won't get mad and I'll still meet you. So I was like, she was bad. I was like, Tyson. She was like, what? She cried for another like hour and a half on the phone, fam. When I
Was this
met up with her, she didn't talk at all. Not one
also
phrase.
so you got to meet her though?
Because she was like, I want to meet the person that had the balls enough to really do this, to call me, harass me. Like she said everything in the world. Like she got in the truck, didn't say nothing, didn't speak. Then called me like later on that week. And you know how strange it is? You at an expensive restaurant, tight shit.
Yeah.
I got the menu sitting there like, you want wine? You want raspberry pink lemonade? That was a nightmare too. Like, what? Can I get you anything? Way to look over, she ain't say nothing to him. The dude that parks the car, she ain't say nothing to him. Heard up. That was a nightmare. That was a nightmare joint too. Whoa.
Yeah, I've had one of those. But like, yeah, it's the shock and awe. Like that's not your picture.
Because they always get away with it. They want to act up in public, and certain dudes are scared to act up with them. So I'd be like, I don't care. Let's do it.
No, I didn't
Let's
have
wreck
that.
the place.
I had the whole, you know what I'm saying? Like I should have known based on the angles, you know what I mean? I'm like, I've never seen no more angles than what's the most flattering angle, but you was still kind of cute. So yeah, let's meet up here, you know what I mean? Or I meet you at the restaurant or not, little spot, pick you up here. And when I pulled up, you know what I'm saying? Like text them outside. And I'm like, that can't be who coming to the car, who I think. I'm just like, oh man, damn. But by this time, you know what I'm saying, hands on the doorknob, coming in, hey, how you doing? Blah blah blah. I'm like, oh wow, okay, all
There's
right.
nothing like
This before video calls and all that shit. So you know what I'm saying. This started out like by damn
ain't nothing like being
MySpace
trapped.
inbox type shit. You know what I mean? So you're like, but I just remember being like, oh man. So but I was a gentleman though. I kept the date. I'm like, man, well, she gonna think she looked like which her pictures was, you know what I'm saying? And it was, but so I said, all right, bet I'm just gonna grin and bear it, be a gentleman, turn this into just we about to have lunch, you know what I'm saying? Like it is what it is. Like I'll shift the gears on the
You gonna get
conversation.
something to eat.
Yeah, we definitely get something to eat. If somebody seen us sitting there kicking it, they're listening to it, they would have swore we was, you know what I'm saying, like cousin and shit like that. Cause she was, you know what I mean? But it wasn't like no romantic date. We was kicking it, you know what I mean? But when I got the audio, the avatar is down. So if you hit the button, I can change that out if you want to hit the thing. But that's why you disappeared, not because you went backstage. But yeah, so while we eating dinner, but here's the kicker that made it like crazy. We went to this little Mexican spot, and get the food. She just starts attacking the food, bro, with her hands, like a little bit with the utensils, but like when shit was falling, she was just mad, like savage with it, and just mad. And I was just couldn't believe it. I was already trying to, and I was thinking like, man, I should just be out.
Thanks.
I should just pay the bill and been out. But I was like, you know what? I'm gonna follow through. Dropped off, and this is never look back. But I had to say, it's another crazy one. But that was about the one that just had me in shock and awe the most. And that's all I got to say about that. Let me see here.
Word.
Here's one. This will be number 10. Your house containing everything you own catches fire. And after saving all your loved ones, saving your pets, you got to make a safe one dash to save one item in the crib. What are you going back for?
Yeah, I guess the family influence stuff, you know what I mean? Like the the pictures of like my mother when she was young. You know what I mean? Like I lost like 10% of that already. So I was gonna say everything else I could pretty much replace now. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Drum machine. I ain't got no jewelry no more. Sneakers. I done sold a lot of sneakers. You know what I mean? I could replace. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hey guys in the chat. Hey, listen up. Get your popcorn. Turn your phones off and watch the theater. Watch the screen. How are you? I got my new car today. Watch.
I was thinking about that. Now we live in a digital age where like everybody's got all their posts, so the cloud will contain lives of so much. Like, you know what I mean? Like kids growing up today will never probably know what a paper picture. You know, be the
Word.
last in that generation that'll have like a textile, something that's, you know, tangible, which you can pick up and look at. You know what I'm saying?
Especially
Like,
the old school pictures. You know what I mean?
like faded out pictures.
Yeah.
You know, shit like that. You know, I got
Word.
a bunch of pictures like that too. You know what I mean? It's all crinkled up and turning yellow, and it's like, damn, when these are gone, like that's just
Word.
gone. You know. Word. Let's see here. Here's another
One for the many.
What's your biggest fear?
Broke. Completely broke. It's one thing to go because I'm kind of low now, but it's one thing to be like, okay, I'm broke, but then no assets, no can't sell nothing. I got no connects, no contacts, no homies to give me the, you know what I mean? Like, there's one thing to be okay. I'm without money, but I'm sure if I'm really like on the street with like a brown bag, I got like 40 dudes be like, yo, man, give me some money. Broke definitely, because I worked so hard in my youth to at least come up to where, you know what I mean? Like, it's kind of like a New York thing. Like, you know, it's just like, it's unimaginable to be like 50 with like no car, no leathers. You know, it's cold. I gotta have the leathers. And just, you know what I mean? Like, it felt good when I really came up, when I was in Best Buy, like, looked at the $5,000 TV, like, I'll take that. That felt good. So, being broke. Believe me, that's like, it shouldn't be, but I think about it all the time.
Word. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I could feel you. I could feel you there. I mean, nobody wants to, you know, I can look at.
You can't travel. You can't even, I hate to say it, but, you know, when my mother was sick, my mother passed away from breast cancer, but there was a few times where we were late submitting the right paperwork, and it was like, if her paper wasn't right for her health insurance, she'd have been in the clinic with the BS. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So even, you know, a lot of people would say, "What's my biggest fear? Being sick or healthy?" But you need the paper to go to these spots. Like, I think about it all the time. I'd be like, make sure my health insurance is right. So you gotta have the paper for that. Paper.
Yeah. I don't know. I just think maybe it would be one of mine would be like a loan. I mean, people born alone die alone, but like, you know, if you didn't have like, you know, there's people that don't have family at all. You'd be thinking like you hear some people, you know, that you'll hear if it's a homeless person or if it's just there's people you run across, you know what I'm saying? And you'd be like, well, you know,
I've seen dudes. Listen, I've seen
they'll
dudes
put
come
in.
home. I've seen dudes come home from a 6-year jail bed and went all right to work like immediately. Like, can't live like this. Working at you know, working the stock shelves, putting the prices on there. Like, that's for the PO. But I know dudes that are like, I come from that culture. Like, this can't be life. This is unreal. I got to get the paper.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I always gotta have a job or something too, so I don't really fear being broke. Cause I know I will always work. You know.
Yeah, I feel like that too. Like if I had to, like later on in life, like late 20s, 30s, like I'll go get a job. You know what I mean? It's just a matter of how you go about making it, and who you know and how I know quite a few people now from having a corporate job where somebody could put me in the right position and be like, all right, he did this before. They're bosses now. Give them 18 an hour. It's back to the same old dressing up, tight ass button up. But ain't gonna be no traveling. Ain't gonna be no, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The travel, baby.
Yeah. Let me see that. That'd be I guess it's a question. What would you give up for traveling? How much could somebody pay you not to ever travel again?
I could see it because it's always it's always a thought. Like I was very close. All right, guys, listen up. Turn your phones off. They're gabbing. They're like little kids in the shop, and what's called third grade or something. When my mother passed, I went down to DR, right, and it was dope. Girls and da da da. When I went to Florida though, because my man moved to Florida like in '01. I was like, Florida's alright. It's alright. Only thing is it's stupid hot. So I'm like, it's cool. But I see my men's mingling down there. And some of the other dudes from different parts of my hood, now there's like maybe 40 dudes I know, C-listers, I call them, like dudes you just know. They be like, yo, I'm in Deerfield. I'm in Pompano. I'm in, you know what I mean? So it's like, I could have really been like, okay, I'm going to Florida. If I didn't have such a strong commitment to Dominican Republic. Like it went from, okay, I'm just going down here doing what I do with the chicks to now doing what I do with the chicks and I'm moving around. But now I'm on YouTube. YouTube opened up another lane for me where I'm meeting people and I'm getting invitations to come here, stay here, meet this one and that one and this one and that one. So it's like, it changed like my whole Dominican experience being on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Because this ain't for everybody. You know that. This ain't like you look at it dude and just be like, oh yeah, your Karate Bobby 1893. Okay, you got a channel and you're filming. You flew to Colombia and you're filming. Some workers' gloves, some welder. What's up, welder? And I'll be like, come on, Dukes, get serious.
All right. Speaking of a serious one, here's a serious question. If you had to fight for the South in the Civil War, what would you tell your children?
Woo! Tell them I was a slave and I had no choice, and I thought the South was going to win. I've given this some thought, man, because I hate to tell everybody, but it wasn't the reasons what they think it wasn't. It really wasn't about slavery. If anyone's really educated, if everybody would, keep quiet, children's. It wasn't really about the Civil War, man. It's about money, man. Because England was this close getting involved. Mexico was like right around the corner. You know what I mean? So even if the South would have won, there was no real. Mind you, slavery did provide, because it really didn't stop. Like the sharecroppers and all of that. Like dudes didn't really know where to go once slavery was ended. You know what I mean? So it was really like another reason for. So fighting for the South would be like, and then they'd be like, because they weren't black troops that fought for the South. 100%.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like, hey, slave, fight for us or we'll kill you. It was like, we fighting for our homes.
Yeah. I was afraid of them Yankees.
See, they think TMI don't. It's just about games and sandwiches, son. Think it's just about games and sandwiches.
All right, there. What the hell they call it? What would they call them? No, I would say the Redcoats, but that's not the Redcoats. That was the British. I don't know what they called the.
Yeah, the British, the South
with the Yankees.
The South had the Grays.
The Grays, yeah. I'm trying to think what was it been the,
You know, the
Y'all would
Redcoats, the
call us,
British are coming. The British are coming. They were
yeah,
in all red.
y'all would call us the Yankees. You know what I mean? You damn Yankees from up north. I forget what we would, what we would say back to y'all in response.
Wow. Wow.
Let me see. Here's one for you. Number 14. If you could be a career criminal, what crime would you pursue?
Breaking into houses.
Why breaking into houses?
You know, you just get older. You think like, I tell people all the time, it's so easy to steal in the Dominican Republic. It's unbelievable. It's unreal. And they got security guards. You do it right in front. I grew up around some of the biggest liars and thieves and hustlers and backstabbers. And I tell people this is where I get everything from. This is who I am. Why, like Jay, me and you've been out. You be like, come on, why would you say that about him? And it's like, I don't know. So I grew up around scoundrels and scandalers and people that be like, hey, how are you? And be like, good. And be like, he's a good guy. And be like, yeah, okay, let's see. And then 3 weeks later, dudes be like, he robbed the spot. But I knew some really good cat burglars that, were very like quiet. They only took really what was worth anything. They left the house exactly the way it was. And I always said to myself, like, that's something, you know what I mean?
See, if I could be a career criminal, see, I break into houses, huh? But I'm saying like, so like you talking like you staking out like the Bruce Wayne.
I know
man
dudes. I've known dudes that did it. Like they've got jobs for security code companies,
Okay.
and they learned everything, and then they just practice on carpet, and they was practicing like how not even like fake UPS suits going into people's doors and trying to use magnets to erase the camera code. It's endless. But we got to realize where I'm from. In some of my videos, I show Long Island got some really, really super rich homes. You could take like 3 small little things and have like $8,000 worth of stuff.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah. It's all starting to make sense. All right. No, but I always thought like heist movies was cool. Like, so if I had to be on some that, like I need to break into the museum and, you know what I'm saying, break down the old flag that they had on the first battleship that went in there after Revolutionary War that they got behind the, you know what I'm saying, the glass with the fucking gas in there to keep the shit from deteriorating even further. You know what I mean? If I had to some heist shit, I need to break into there and roll that boy up, put it in the cane or whatever the hell, mop the floor on the way out. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you pick me up. You know what I'm saying? We got to be on that hyper heist. I can't.
I mean, if it, like I said, if it's broken, no other access. You know what I mean? Usually, when you twisted before, like when I say twisted, mean like broke or really down and out, and you came out of it, you did it several times, pretty 100%. You know how to get out of stuff. And when you meet other people that were in worse situations than you were got out of it, it become, was it the 1,000-hour rule when you're doing something? Yeah. You're up and then you're down, and you're down, and you're up, and you're up, and you're down. After a while, you up more than you down.
Yeah. I would say if I had to be a career criminal or like I would be like an outlaw, like in the Wild West, I always thought that shit was dope. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, people think, I know we got all these YouTube guys that talk tough. It's hard to kill. I tell this story like 3 times on my channel. Like a knife poking through a human being's flesh. Like you kind of feel different after a while. It's like, like, you're getting it in the club and it's like, and it's like, it's like, okay, here we go. And you got the joint and it'll be like, and be like, ha, 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 and be like, yo, like I seen all the blood down his pants. It's like, that might not be you. Like you did it to survive the club and they cutting and the screaming and the girls and just trying to get out. But when that knife pokes through that human being's flesh, you kind of feel a certain way. You know what I mean? So I always was like, at least back in them days, like, wow, that wasn't cool. You know what I mean? It just didn't feel. And then on top of that, I don't know who that guy was. You know what I mean? It was just like, oh. So, yeah, that's kind of a long answer and all that. But yeah.
Yeah. Well, speaking of poking and cutting, if you were given $1 million for each toe you cut off, how many toes do you have left?
It's my grandfather says, all them toes will be gone, dog.
Just some nubs?
Word up. Prosthetic like a mother. Gimpy.
I mean, I guess we live in a day and age where you could buy probably some pretty cool feet for 10. I mean, I don't know, you might spend your whole 10 million on some.
You know what though? I'm a believer of there's a lot of ways to come up, dog. I'm just around a lot of people, man, like mechanics, barbers, realtors, like people that were like smoked out that's doing good now that got like a 2007 Maxima. Like, how is this possible? Like, how did you do that, yo? You like I see this dude all the time be like, you've been smoking dope for 35 years. You came out of it. Like, I'd be like, I'm a funny guy. So every time I see him, I'd be like, goom, 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 goom. And I'd be like, yo, Wiz. That ain't his real name. I don't like to use the real name, but yo, I got a petite. Call my mans. Nah. Sometimes I do that. But nah, he'd be like, I'm done with that. I'm done. Product is started from very small job. Word up.
But you're gonna make 10 million cutting your toes off.
I mean, if that was accessible to me, yes. If that was a thing, be like, yo, cut your toes off. 10 million. 100%.
Damn. I might have to. Most people answer with the pinkies. I could get rid of both the pinkies.
Nah, dog.
Maybe like another one off of 1 foot. You know what I mean? You gotta look at like Deion Sanders. I don't know if you watched the Coach Prime.
Yeah.
You watched that on it?
Yeah, he got his joints cut off. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, well, I could cut as many as Deion got off. That'll be like, that's like all his toes on 1 foot or some crazy shit like that. So I was like, ugh. But I remember
he'd be all right.
Oof.
You'd be surprised what you can deal with and do. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Because I mean,
the resilience of a human being.
I might, or just give him the one Toby. You know what I'm saying? Instead of like cutting some off of each foot, if I just like, all right, I'm just give you all of them off of 1 foot, I can get around. That might be the strategy. You know what I mean? You got to pick 1 foot and just give up 5.
I just don't like to talk things into existence. Good stuff. Try to be more positive, Jason.
Yeah, I know, but you just was talking about poking people and crackheads making it. All right, let's go on some positive. Let's go with a positive one. Let me see here. Positive. Here's one. You're having a hot tub party, right? You got the pimped out villa. You got 4 people, dead or alive, you choose to join for the party. 4. You the 5th.
Prodigy, the rapper's one. And I don't want all men in the hot tub, but I'm chilling. I'm trying to be politically correct. If I say the first joints, I was okay. I'll just say whatever. Prodigy, Kim Kardashian, Jennifer Lopez, and I had a thing for Sin Santana, man. And I love hip hop. Like I loved it to be her.
All right, go back. Okay, one more time. You're 4. You said Prodigy the rapper,
Kim Kardashian,
Sin Santana,
Santana, and Jennifer Lopez. Because we're in a hot tub. I don't want to be in there with a bunch of dudes.
All right, that's a nice lineup. Out of all the rappers, Prodigy, that's your favorite.
I come from that cloth, so I mean I've been a fan and I did anything to get down with him and his crew. So I got down with his security, Littles, Best of the Block, Littles, Gorilla shit, and I've been down ever since. So I've been that was my lane. Like if you're following my music or whatever or stuff that I did back in the days, I was with the Queensbridge dudes. I was, I want to start saying names and all that, but I kind of was rocking with them for a long time. So, I never met Prodigy, but I always seen him. It just was like, that's the key that people don't understand. When you're around celebrities, you got to be cool.
Yeah.
Got to be cool because he's being on them like, hey, I thought that was great. Hey, watch this. I can dance. They're like, yeah.
I had a chance to meet Prodigy.
Oh, where you met him?
Yeah, I met both of them. They came here. They came here to Grand Rapids for a show. I don't exactly remember. I didn't go to the show. But they did like an after hours, and it was DJ Big Mike back when the mixtapes was big. And it was with DJ Big Mike, and they just so happened to be going to like this club, after hours type spot. It wasn't a big club, and my dad was a bartender there upstairs, and I found out that they was going down there, and I just got to meet him real quick outside. But one of my friends / like cousin, females I was with was going down there that night, right? And she was just looking amazing, you know what I'm saying? And when we was this is the caveat of the whole night, because I got to meet him. I got to interview Big Mike with my video camera and shit. They came out. It was dark outside, so I didn't really have them. I think I have them on audio, but Big Mike gave me like a little interview, you know what I'm saying?
That's dope.
Yeah, and so got to talk to them for like maybe 2 or 3 minutes, but I just remember like the most shocking thing was how short they were and how little they were, you know what I mean? Because when he shook my hand, like his hand came to like the middle of my palm. And that was his whole hand. I just remember thinking like
them dudes are little.
Short. Yeah, so that was like
in
one
person, because Havoc's even smaller than P.
But the part that was the kicker of the whole night is I really think I do have, because I was working on this documentary for the public access TV shit that I was working on, and it was called The Hip Hop of Gun Roo. I still have some of that footage, but I think I even might have had them do a drop or some shit, you know what I'm saying, where they did like a little shot. But the thing that was the kicker of the whole night was when we were leaving, homegirl was leaving with me, and they was trying to holler at her, and first they assumed that she was with me. I'm like, no, we're together, but she's not with me. You know what I mean? But she wasn't trying to holler at, because like the whole crew was like, oh ma, like you need to come with us, blah blah blah. But she was using me as a scapegoat. Well, I'm like, no, she's not with me. She was like, yeah, I gotta leave with him. So at the end of the day, they was like, oh man, what's up with y'all? But I just remember that night.
That's dope.
And shit. But I'm glad that, you know what I'm saying, like she came outside after I got done talking to everybody, because otherwise they probably wouldn't have, like, man, get the fuck out of here. But yeah,
that's dope. They were cool though when you met them?
Huh?
They were cool though when you met them?
Yeah, they was cool. Like I said, I was the Big Mike dude. We probably talked maybe less than 15 minutes type thing outside, you know what I'm saying? And then they was coming in and out, because they was like in 2 cars, and he had got out first, and then they came behind. And so while security was going in the club, checking out the spot, they was standing outside, you know what I'm saying? And they really were, so in them little 2-3 minutes, I got to meet them and shit like that. But
that's dope. Yeah, cool dudes. I met P briefly, but I could never get close enough. Like I said, you don't want to, hey guys, you know what I mean? You want to just chill.
Yeah.
So I used to think, when I used to get around all them dudes, I used to be thinking like, okay, you gotta act tough. I mean, not tough, but you gotta be like, and then you get so much further just being yourself. You know what I mean? Comedian, funny. Got way further. You know what I mean? Got to get in the inside room of, you know what I mean, the studio and all that.
Word. Shout out to Ice City in the building, Uncle Ice.
Yo.
Ice, I don't got it. It's my pay.
Yo.
I was trying to pull up that. Shout out to Ice. Had the longest motor ride to the airport ever. I seen that. I said, I got to holler at this dude. Shout out to Ice. He got 500 subs last night.
Word, that's what's up.
All right. Question number, what that was 15, so 16. Let me see. Peso. How many? No, not that one. Not that one. Here's one. If you was trapped in an elevator for 24 hours with one person, who would it be? You know how like
Jason Morgenheim.
No.
Word up, kid.
Why you got to be trapped in the elevator with me? Why me?
Yo, kid, you intelligent. Like I said, we talked on levels of that these other people don't know nothing about. So, you know what I mean? You one of the newer dudes that I can tolerate because I've been mad at your ass too.
So it's just 24.
And we get 24 hours to be like, yo, like, you know, I didn't know about the Mob Deep story and all of that. Like, until you really start talking, that's when you find like things in your mind. You're like, oh yeah, I remember this. So, you know, especially the way you be in my crib just navigating, like, you're like, oh, this remote, look, and then you have the ICP button, and then you behind the TV, and at first I'm like, Jason, don't break my shit. But I'm like, you know what he doing? He got the wires and you know what I mean? And because if you remember, I was like, I'm doing a full blown YouTube studio in my fourth room in my apartment in Santiago. Like, I'm talking live, like cameras, and you know what I mean? See if Chiefs want to get down and really just go hard. You never got back to me, of course. You know what I mean? But I'll say Jason Morgan.
All right, I feel honored, privileged to spend the 24 hours in the elevator. As long as we got light, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The lights go out.
Because like I said, any other problem I ever had with you was always like a disappointing. Like me and my cousin, we always argue. So it's always like love when we leave, but it'd be like, fuck him.
Let me see here. All right, I'll take the 24 hours. I'm flattered.
Word
right, so we come out the elevator, right? And it's an apocalypse going on. That we get out of our 24 hours together in the elevator. What type of apocalypse would you choose? A zombie apocalypse, asteroid, you know, doomsday, or alien invasion?
Speaking of which, it's raining like you would not believe. I would say like the water. Like what was that movie when the water flooded the earth?
Deep Impact. Deep Impact.
Nah, not that. The water. You remember the water? Remember when the sea levels rose and it flooded the whole earth? What was that movie?
That was.
And remember, everybody know the whole movie. Everybody was thinking spaceships and it was submarines. Remember, the world was secret and they had to go to China. John Cusack was in it. They had to go to China because they were for years creating these secret. They knew it was coming. They created these secret power subs and these secret and the only place they could get to there where there was still lands left was Africa because it's the highest plane on earth. It was an ill movie. I don't know anybody out there. If you guys can shut up about how you doing, caring about your dog.
So you said okay.
Yeah,
so
that's
flood.
Yeah.
You survived the flood, like Waterworld or something like that. I guess that's the. He said that the movie is called 2012.
2012. Somebody said in the chat.
Okay, Mike D. Shout out to Mike D in the building.
Shout out to Mike, man. Word up.
I had to rock with that alien invasion, man. Zombies is played out, you know what I'm saying? An asteroid just gonna fuck everybody up, blast. You know what I mean? We might not survive.
Shout out to Big J, huh?
The alien invasion is at least that's something we know. They ain't all crazy because the zombie shit, like people, you might run into a zombie that you know. You know,
100%, 100%.
But the alien invasion would be like,
I don't think it's an invasion. I think they already know they're here. It's just it was theirs first. Like,
the re-invasion.
Don't get me started with the aliens. We'd be here all night.
Alien reclamation. Yeah, we didn't go to aliens. Let me see what time it is anyway. Okay, it's 8:05.
Set up the keys.
All right, three more, and we got to get up out of here. Sorry, y'all.
Can we listen? Make the last three memorable.
All right.
Word. Like really, really pick some. Just pick it out of your head. I'll Google like the worst question to ever ask a host or something. Like, give me something crazy.
Damn. You just said do something positive. Now you're talking about go crazy.
Well, don't get too crazy. Don't get too crazy. But
let me see. Let me see here.
shout out to Keith in the streets, man. Keith in the street, the edit guard. Know what I mean? Shout out to Free Society, man.
I don't see
free,
no.
for free.
Let me see, man. Let me see here.
Yo, make it impactful, man. Give me something, man. I'm not these other dudes, man. Please.
All right, here's one for your crazy ass. A wild one. Because I think I might even... If you hit and kill a pedestrian while driving, and there's no witnesses...
100%, I'm out of there.
Car damage.
100%. I'm out of there.
Would you
100%. I'm out. Listen, in some fashion or form, that's been I've left the scene. Let's leave it at that. I got no problem.
Oh man. Damn. Okay.
I'm out. Especially down here, I'm out.
Oh man. Okay. I mean,
listen, you're down to 2. Like I said, whatever you got on that pad, scratch it out and get real funky with it. Like, picture you the bass player for the P-Funk All-Stars and all that, and be like, we need that funkiest funk ever, baby. The funkiest funk ever, baby.
Oh, man. I'm looking in the chat. I'm looking all over. Let me see here. What else we got? Is it down to 2?
Hit them with the nose.
Yeah, because I can ask a couple of these, and you'll probably be like,
Just Google it, man.
I ain't got no Google. I had another one that I had wrote, but I forgot where I put it. All right, here's one. That was a hot tub. That is too similar. All right, here's another. Is there anything you want to do with your life, but you can't because you're worried about what other people think?
Man, I heard you ask other people that. Say it one more time. Is there
anything you want to do with your life, but you can't because you're worried about what other people's opinions.
Shit, I'm doing it. YouTube. They be like, you bugging. You bugging. Like my bros be like, my close bros be like, you bugging. Like, you want here arguing with these dweebs and all of that? Like you getting so amped up that you calling around trying to pay money to be like, you know what I mean? Like you bugging. Like my man was like, yo, you call my cousin and you asked him if he want to go to Dominican Republic. So that 100% me on YouTube and getting amped up like I'm a young dude. I'm 51. So 100% is YouTube. Like there ain't nothing else. I could have very easily just sat there, like kept my driving job, you know what I mean, and just made my little quietly 60 grand a year on top of the house. Been over 100. But on YouTube, I'm trying to learn tricks and calling people and people lying on me. You know, this is it, baby.
All right. Word. Two more. If you could time travel to any year, what year would you choose and why?
I would say, well, anything under the 70s, straight slaves. So we're being chased, whipped, and beaten. But I'm not gonna front. I would say like the
I guess any time 80s. And location, like time and location.
Listen, I remember, like I was young enough to not young enough because I was 80s, but in like the 82, 83, you know, you like 7 or 8. So you see the neighbors across the street, or you hear like cause I lived in a diverse neighborhood. So you would see the people going in the house, you would see the women with the tight skirts and all of that, and you would hear the Duran and all of that, and all the you know what I mean? Like the Cyndi Lauper music and you know,
I love that.
Van Halen music. So, you know, down the block, you know, I used to wake up in the middle of the night, ride my bike down there just to see what was going on and be highly intrigued, like, what's going on in there? You know, and you would hear all the 80s music and be like, it's really rocking. You know what I mean? So I would say like 81, 82.
Yeah, I like that time. I would say, I mean, minus all the social chaos. I always thought like the '60s was nice. Excuse me, like the mid, because I like muscle cars.
Right. Yeah, I like muscle cars too. I always wanted to. I've taken a serious hit doing this YouTube stuff, but
Like the '64, you know, the
I
'65,
love muscle cars.
'68. You know what I mean?
I'll
Like,
tell you what, one of the questions you asked about the one thing you wish you could do that you didn't do or whatever, build a car from scratch. That's another. I'll take away the Thanksgiving drink because that's doable. But build a car from scratch,
yeah, learn
100%.
body work, do all that shit, mechanic, all
Everything.
that around. Yeah, I got a '85 Monte Carlo in the driveway that it don't need a whole lot of work, but I want to resurrect it.
I just got rid of my Beamer, and that was like my little project car. But everybody and their mother was like, "Man, it's gonna cost you too much money, man." And moving to the Dominican Republic, so it's like, what's the use? It is raining like you would not believe.
Let's see here. There's a question in the
Word.
chat. Shout out to Ice. He said, if you had to torture someone for info, how would you get the info out? Like,
Torture someone for info. There's 1,000 different ways. I read all types of books and all types of, I'm espionage, CIA, whatever, or everything.
yeah, like what could you tolerate doing though? Like you know, like boom, like let's torture this nigga right now. You need to tell us the password to the whatever.
Uh,
You know what I'm saying? Like
that's a real. I
how you
guess
gonna
something with water, whatever. Or I think the CIA used to
the
like
water torture? You talking about like with the
play music of screaming like rabbits, not music, but like play like rabbits, like 24/7 being brutally beaten, and the sounds of that. You know what I mean? They did that with the Al Qaeda dude, so I'll probably do something like that or something. I
I
don't
mean,
know. That is definitely an ill question that I never. Like I said, when you're only child, you think of a lot of different things. So
I think I could like power drill to somebody's knee. I probably could do that. Maybe.
say the truth. Like I said, like I told the story where I was in a club and we were, you know, everything was going haywire, and pulled out the little poker and poked the human being, and didn't, like I said, didn't feel how it was supposed to feel. So I can imagine torturing a human being. I was like, I don't know. You know what I mean? I could probably push the button to get him tortured, but I ain't gonna sit there and listen to him screaming and all that.
Okay.
You know what I mean? That's why
So
you get people for stuff like that.
so you was in the DR when you poked this person? What
No. This was when I was
I'm just
younger.
fucking
No,
with you.
no. I wouldn't. I never. I mean, there were situations, but I never.
Oh, man.
I never. You know what I mean? Like not older. This was like kitty club. You know.
Salute, chilling, skin, Jodeci boots.
And then be like, here we go. Man. Who's in the building?
Chitlin skin, Jodeci boots in the building.
I met that dude. It's a cool dude.
Okay.
Shout out to Yo.
Word.
Yeah, there's a lot of things, with the questions that you said, and it's like, yo.
I had one more, man. I had wrote.
Yeah, but you're giving me all the questions you gave all the other individuals. I get it. That's part of the show. But
You probably got half. You probably got half and half. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a couple.
What's my score like? What's my score like?
I was gonna ask you that too. You know, if you could sit down with any one of a serial killer, you threw that one out there. Who would you want to sit down with?
Charles Manson, 100%.
Why Charles Manson?
Genius. Like you listen to him talk, he's portraying to be like that. There was a reason why all that went down. That's just my opinion.
Okay. Here's another quick one. I'm just trying to, I'm almost at my hour where I got to get up out of here. But I'm something caught.
Just keep, yo, freestyling.
If you could travel to the stars with aliens for the rest of your life, but never see your family and friends again, would you go? You seen an alien crash, you'd be like, bro, it's over there. The door open. But if you get in and it closed, it's taking off.
Never. As much as I love the DR and all that, I love my peoples a lot. And it's hard for the two worlds to coexist. Like, you're out here and you're running and you're ripping and the women and that. And then, your people's up top. You know what I mean? The barbecues and going to homie's crib and, outside the garage kicking it. You know what I mean?
But what's leaving the country when you could leave the planet, bro?
I have no interest in any galactic war. I don't want to go and get any cure for us. I don't want to. I just want to chill. I'm telling you, this is the third alien reference already. They already here. They're already watching everything. They already adapted to us. There's many different alien races here on the ground. They said the Earth is so deep. The Earth is deeper than where we live. Like
Oh, you
on the
into the
surface.
not the flat Earth, but the hollow Earth. Oh my. Oh man.
It's not really
Preach,
hollow.
brother.
It's a deeper story. It's not really hollow, but
Preach.
you know what
Like
I mean?
what about like what was ain't that what Planet of the Apes? Weren't they living inside the Earth in the old school Charlton Heston
Kind of,
Planet of the
yeah.
Apes?
Like there's different parts of the Earth where it's just like like they say, atmosphere could live inside the Earth. It could be like some type of lighting, some type of water, like almost like an ocean, like a mini lake, and trees and all that other shit. That's what they say. I don't know. We sound crazy, but
That's what you say. You sound crazy. I don't know.
nah. But yeah, I'm into stuff like that. Like it's really
Um,
intriguing. I think they already here. They said though they were like, that's why there's so many alien movies because when they finally reveal it, the people won't be as big of a shock.
yeah, oh yeah. I think
Because they were gonna
they're
do it in like the
seasoning for it.
1950s, and they were like, "Nah, it'll be too." If they do it now, they'd be like a year away from having them on a talk show, letting them talk.
I definitely
Like,
believe that there's something to that where they slowly reeling you in. So when you do get hit with the shock, it ain't nothing that you've never heard
like
of.
they
Even
said the
if somebody
Bigfoot.
said,
They said the Bigfoot's aliens because that's how they could never catch them.
yeah, yeah, I can see that. I
The
definitely
aliens. I mean, back in the days in the ancient times when they had the crows on top of the humans' heads and all of that, like the spaceships on the artifacts and the hieroglyphics.
yeah. Facts. Damn, we could go a
I
whole other
goes
hour.
there. You know what I mean? I
I've been
try
to
to.
I've been to Roswell, New Mexico.
That's
Uh,
the 50. What was it? The 52nd. That's the real ill one.
yeah, I didn't go to
50.
no area
The 50.
51.
The 51 is the 51 is for the suckers, like the ones that be like, okay, they got stuff where it's called hidden in plain sight.
Yeah. Even
So the
the Area 51 though, I mean, I'm sorry, not the Roswell. That whole town is like built on, tourism based around the alien stuff. So, I
hundred
mean, I
percent.
don't but I did learn a couple cool things, what I mean, from talking to like the people that work there, and just
Right.
they point you directions like, this here is basically for the tourism things and stuff like that. But if you look into this and that, you know what I'm saying, there's more interesting stuff about what may or may not really happen here, blah, blah, blah. So I thought
Man,
that was
listen, I thought you were gonna hit me with some killer questions. I
what else
know you
you got?
got the show and how you got a format and all that, but I thought I was gonna be like hit with some. I was trying to like prepare myself. I'm like, all right. So I know you got
Oh,
your core audience,
no,
the
I'm
guys
just,
that don't follow
this is
me.
general, random little nothing. Anybody can answer these. This ain't no digging. And on top of that, I had to, gotta ask stuff that I don't know about, if I'm really want to
Facts. No, no, no,
ask
no, no.
that.
I just thought I was waiting to hear like something like, how many times you cried over a woman when you brought your first car? What's the deepest, darkest secret that you could ever, you know what I mean? Or like the second illest question ever that you ever asked in your life. Like I was preparing myself for this. Like I think like nah, man, I was like ready for like something crazy. Like maybe
what's
I'll
the
do my own version on my channel with you on it. You know what I mean?
hey, man, not a problem. Here's one. What or when or why was the last lie that you told?
Uh, when, where, why?
It don't got to be all the, you could say
I'm
what it
waiting. No, no,
was,
no,
you
no,
could
no.
say
You know,
when, or you could say, go ahead.
my wallet was stolen at the airport, and I can't use my other debit card to get money to pay this chica. Word up,
I could figure that. I could figure the why. Okay. All right.
word up. 100%. I just, lying sometimes is necessary. You know what I mean? But people could tell from my channel, like, does it sound like I'm lying if I'm saying this or that? You know what I mean? Like my life. Freaky, 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 freaky. It's raining like cats and dinosaurs out here.
Yeah. Any final closing comments. What you think? And I appreciate you for coming on the show first. Let me get that.
Of
Let you know that.
course,
You know what
of
I'm saying? Appreciate
course.
it. You know what I'm saying? I
I do
figured.
YouTube because I can't sing and dance. You know what I mean? Now, I said, I know I got a lot of people out here watching that know me on my channel. So just, shout out to them or whatever. Shout out to everybody, the dudes that just pulled up. Ice. What's homie's name? I
Ice
forgot homie's
35,
name.
Uncle Ice. That's Uncle Ice. And the one. It's from Uncle Ice and the One Eye Willies. You'll hear about him coming soon.
Who's One Eye Willie?
Oh, that's Ice's clique. That's his crew. The One
Oh,
Eye
okay, that's
Willies.
what's up. That's what's up. Shout out to them. Word. But yeah, man, you know what I mean? Just growing strong, and you know what that content is, man. But like I said, I want to get that studio up and running, man, like in the next year and a half.
Yeah, man. Yeah, you
I'm
know.
talking about lights, all this. I don't even care if I get another crib other than that, but I ain't, I said the Agro crib is.
They had the crazy Black Friday deals with the whole little creator kit shit. You don't need much now. The lights
Oh, but they're
are
out here.
but
They're out here, bro. Scratching and searching, you know what I mean? And looking for the,
yeah.
paying bills in two different countries and all of that. So overspent.
I feel you. I feel you.
You know what I mean? How you doing? When's the next time you coming back down?
I should be there in a couple weeks. So yeah, I'll be hitting you up on the back end if you still down there. We got a link.
Listen, more than likely. Yeah, everyone hit that like button.
Everybody hit that like. Thank you to the
Shout
channel.
out to Yoy Soy. Shout out to Yoy Soy. Yeah, you ain't even show all the comments. I was trying to look at them and I didn't see the
going down, man. Because normally, you know what I'm saying, if I'm doing this on the weekend, I just rock out and then maybe even, it's sometimes it turns into another live when I switch the panel up and old school rock out.
like I said, I want to probably emulate, do the same thing on my joint. Have you up on it? You know what I mean?
Yeah, let me know, man. I'm cool.
And just progressive content. You know what I mean?
Let Big Soup ask the wild questions.
What do you say? What does he want to know? We live in New York, brother. I can meet you in Stuyvesant or something. What does it say?
He said, "Let Big Soup ask the wild question." Big Soup will ask the wild questions.
Okay. Well, we could do that in person. Where the mother? Malcolm X and all of that. Or go to the gym that I went to over there and
oh man,
they changed the name. No, I ain't gotta be on that. Brooklyn, man.
What's up? All right. Well, just let me know.
Word up. Where was born? Who else? Read some more of the comments and all that. I couldn't see them on my eyes and all that.
Yeah, it really wasn't no good show, great interview. Salute. You know what I'm saying?
Salute. Chicken colored Jodeci. B.W. Blake.
Shine. Yeah. In the building.
Shine. I do I.
You know what I'm saying? We didn't have a whole lot of
Yo, listen, man. On your side of the tracks, man. Ain't too popular over there, man.
Oh man, ain't no side of the track, bro.
You always for real. You always been the most positive, and I'm trying to get there. I'm trying to be positive, man. You gotta realize, man. It's you know what I mean. It's very difficult. Good show in the streets with Keys. Shout out to In the Streets with Keys.
So yeah, man. Appreciate it.
When is you said the next is a couple before New Year's or after New Year's?
Before.
Mm.
I'll let you know. I'll hit you up. You coming down there? Actually, I'm thought about doing like a little live countdown. You know what I'm saying?
New Year's.
Yeah, I'm gonna be down there on New Year's for sure. I'm gonna be down there on New Year's. So.
What'd you say?
So I'm gonna definitely be down there on New Year's for sure.
I'll be there too. I'm weird doing New Year's. I like to just so I always when it's like a crowded party or club, I go outside, man, just get my mind right.
Yeah.
I'm from the era where it could change any second.
Word. But shit, man, I gotta get out of here and close it down. I got to go and do.
Shout out to everybody, man. Applaud yourselves. Applaud yourselves.
Pulling up. Appreciate it.
Yes.
So very much. Shout out to brother TMI. We're gonna be coming back. Check his channel out. Like, subscribe, and all that. And once again, thank y'all for tuning in. I really do appreciate it. This one was kind of spontaneous. It was supposed to start at maybe earlier at 5 and moved to 6. That's why I never really dropped the notification, because it was going to be kind of on the whim. So, but yeah, if y'all got any other suggestions for any guests in the future, drop it in the comment section. If you didn't catch it on the live, thank you for watching the replay. Shout out to my C3 brethren in the building. There are 5 members of C3, as y'all already know. And yeah, shout out to everybody who tuned in on Mark TV. I was trying to be cool with a smooth transition to the banner going out, but I can't find it, y'all. So with all that said, thank you for tuning in. Be on the lookout for this weekend. Probably got another nice little interview lined up. Could be interesting. With all that said, y'all, it's J Morgan. I'm out. Peace.